All right, so you're in Marshfield, you've got your dog, and you're ready to find a great trainer. You are absolutely in the right place. Choosing the right person is, well, it's everything when it comes to building an amazing partnership with your dog. So let's walk through how to find the perfect fit for you, for your pup, and for life here in town.
I mean, we live here for a reason, right? The beautiful coast, the incredible trails. It's why we're on the South Shore. And being able to bring your dog along for all those adventures is really the best part. Having a dog who can happily and calmly join in on all of it, that just makes everything 1,000 times better. And honestly, that's what good training really helps you achieve. And that's exactly why finding a trainer who understands Marshfield is such a huge plus. They can help you prepare your dog for the real-life situations you'll actually encounter here. You know, like walking calmly through that chaotic Wrexham Beach parking lot in July, or staying focused when there are a million distractions at Coast Guard Hill. It's training that fits the life you actually live. Okay, so where do you even start? Well, before you begin your search, it really helps to get a handle on the different training methods and the types of programs out there. Once you know the lingo, you'll be in a much better position to find that perfect match for your dog and your goals. You're going to hear this term a lot, positive reinforcement, and for very good reason. It's one of the most effective and humane ways to train. The whole idea is to reward the behavior you want to see, with a treat, with praise, whatever your dog loves. It makes learning fun, and it builds this incredible bond of trust. You're teaching them what to do, instead of just punishing them for what you don't want them to do. Now, training is usually offered in a couple of main ways. Private lessons are fantastic if you're trying to work on specific issues that happen at home, like, say, your dog goes bonkers every time the doorbell rings. Group classes, on the other hand, are just perfect for practicing good manners and learning to focus around the natural distraction of other dogs and people. And within those formats, you'll see a few different kinds of programs. Puppy classes are all about setting a great foundation, socialization, and those first basic skills. Then you've got basic obedience, which is your bread and butter. Sit, stay, walking nicely on a leash. For more complex challenges, like if your dog is really struggling with fear or reactivity, that's where behavior modification comes in, which is a much more specialized approach. So you've got the basics down on methods and programs. The next step is knowing how to evaluate a trainer you're considering. Now, Massachusetts doesn't actually require trainers to be licensed, so it's on us as dog owners to look for other qualifications that show they're a true professional. One of the best signs of a dedicated professional is a certification from an independent organization. All these letters might look like alphabet soup, but they mean a trainer has passed some tough exams and is committed to staying up to date. For example, a CPDTKA shows they have a strong base of knowledge, while a credential from the IABC might mean they specialize in more complex behavior cases. They aren't required, but they sure are a great sign. When you get a potential trainer on the phone, treat it like an interview. You should definitely have some questions ready. Ask them directly what methods they use. Find out how they customize their approach for each individual dog. And this is a big one. Ask them how you'll both measure progress. It just makes sure everyone is on the same page and working toward the same outcome. Of course, we have to talk about the practical side of things, and budget is a big one. So let's take a look at what you can generally expect to invest in professional dog training right here in the Marshfield area. Now, prices are definitely going to vary based on the trainer's experience and the service you need, but we can look at some common averages to give you a pretty clear idea of what to plan for. Okay, this should give you a solid baseline. For a group class that runs for a few weeks, you're often looking at a total cost somewhere between about $175 and $320. A single one-on-one private lesson, that could be anywhere from $120 to $200. And then the more intensive programs, like a board and train, are a much larger investment, which makes sense given the round-the-clock care and training involved. Once you and your dog start learning all these new skills, you're going to want to practice them out in the real world. To do that safely and successfully, you'll need to know the local rules and the best places to go. First up, the most basic rule. In Marshfield, dogs have to be on a leash in public places, unless you're in a specific off-leash park. A standard 6-foot leash is your best friend for keeping your dog safe and respecting the rules, whether you're on a neighborhood sidewalk or out on a trail. Beyond the leash law, just remember that all dogs over 6 months old need to have a current rabies vaccination and be licensed with the town. And also, be sure to pay attention to the beach restrictions. They typically limit when dogs can be on the sand during the busy summer months. Just always check the signs. Marshfield has some fantastic places to put your new skills to the test. The Marshfield Dog Park is a wonderful, safe spot to work on recall in a fenced-in area.
And for practicing leashed walking with some real-world distractions, the trails at Carolina Hill Conservation Area are perfect. It's got wide open spaces, which are great for practicing without too many surprises. At the end of the day, training really strengthens that incredible bond you have with your dog. It builds confidence for both of you, and it just opens up your world to so many more shared experiences. Choosing the right trainer is that crucial first step. Having a happy, well-behaved companion makes every walk along the seawall, every visit with friends, and every quiet night at home that much richer and more enjoyable.